that's coming in right now, where Pakistan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesperson Nafees Zakaria has raked up the Kashmir issue and said that Indian occupation forces may be beating up Kashmiris for celebrating Pakistan's win in the semi-finals. Well, let's go across to my colleague Ashish Singh joining us with the latest. Ashish, tell us about these desperate bids of Pakistan. Well, of course, they have forgotten what they are doing in Gilgit-Baltistan. They want to rake up this issue in the international fora.
Well, actually, was this question for me?
Yes, Ashish, please go ahead. Tell us about the statements that are coming in from Pakistan in the international fora.
Actually, the statement from the Pakistan's foreign spokesperson cannot be more bizarre than this. What they're basically claiming is that the Indian forces, that basically includes Jammu Kashmir police, paramilitary and the military, are beating the Kashmiris for celebrating Pakistan's victory. Now, they have said it without a single proof. There's no picture, there's no video, there's no statement. In fact, when yesterday Pakistan won in the quarterfinals against England in Champions Trophy, there were small sections of Kashmiris who were celebrating Pakistan's victory, but we have not received a single report where the Indian forces or the state police is targeting the youth or the minor section in Valley who are celebrating Pakistan's victory. Remember, it's not only in Kashmir, even in various other states of country, the citizens get India free and they can celebrate be it Pakistan or South Africa or any other country's victory. But in this particular case, what Pakistan Foreign Office is doing is they're trying to instigate the youth of Kashmir. They are basically trying to create a divide line between the Indian forces, the Jammu Kashmir police and the Kashmiri youth. There's not been a single instance that I've mentioned. There's no youth which has come out and claimed that he was harassed or he was beaten for celebrating Pakistan's victory. So this is nothing more than an attempt by Pakistani Foreign Office to create the divide between Indian forces and Kashmiri youth and to instigate the stone pelters and to more so that the anti-forces feeling can be generated. That feeling has almost come down to zero. We remember how the Indian Army is conducting Operation Sadbhavna, how they are creating schools for youngsters in Kashmir,
That's
how
right.
the IIT coaching institute is being open. We just witnessed, our viewers witnessed a couple of days ago how the Super 40 Institute, which was established and conducted by Indian Army, gave a huge platform to Kashmiri youth, and 9 of them managed to crack the IIT as well.
Right, Ashish, request you to stay with us because we also have with us on the phone line Mr. Khalid Jahangir of the BJP. Mr. Khalid Jahangir, latest news that's coming in from Pakistan, where the Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesperson Nafees Zakaria is raking up the Kashmir issue once again, saying that Indian-occupied Kashmir is actually beating up Kashmiris for celebrating Pakistan's win in semi-finals. But the fact is, they were right there. They were right there celebrating, having anti-India slogans being chanted, etc. And look at Pakistan's desperation when they rake up this issue internationally. Mr. Khalid Jahangir.
Well, as you rightly said, that Pakistani intelligence agencies and Pakistani army and establishment are always trying to start a war against our country, against our own people. As you rightly said, they are instigated in the Kashmir Valley. They want Kashmir youth to go in graves so that they can hoodwink the people in Pakistan on political and on different issues. But as far as Kashmiri people are seen yesterday, they had not made any kind of certain jubilation about the Pakistan's win. It's a Pakistan's proxy war to propagate that Kashmiris are not happy with India, but contrary, we are the part of India. Kashmiri people, they have full faith in the Indian democracy and they are a proud Indian. So I am the BJP spokesperson, a proud Indians in Kashmir Valley. So these Pakistani puppets and Pakistani intelligence agencies and army has a role to defame Kashmiri people. And I think it's a proxy war, and we have to fight in a very better way and confront these kind of media propaganda.
Right. Thank you very much for joining us on the phone line, Mr. Khalid Jahangir. Let me also now bring in Ravindra Rana of the BJP joining us with his first thoughts of what Pakistan is doing. Pakistan trying to rake up the issue of celebrations of Pakistan's victory in the Kashmir Valley, saying that Indian forces may be beating up Kashmiris for celebrating Pakistan's victory, but the fact is they were doing it, and they were doing it quite brazenly. Where was the force being used upon them? And once again, we're seeing how desperate Pakistan really is in trying to internationalize the Kashmir issue. Mr. Ravindra Rana.
This is the desperation and frustration of Pakistan, how Indian forces defeated Pakistani bunkers and Pakistani terrorist training camps in POK, where Indian army carried out surgical strikes. After that, Pakistan is in desperation, one. Second thing, the way Indian national media carried out this operation Hurriyat, in which Hurriyat leaders caught on camera, they accepted that they are receiving huge amount of money from Pakistan to create problems in Jammu and Kashmir. After that, Pakistan and both Hurriyat people leaders, these are in frustration and making such an irrelevant and ridiculous statement. This is a propaganda of Pakistan. Indian army is the savior of people of Kashmir. Had there been no Indian army in Jammu and Kashmir, the Pakistani army and the Pakistani terrorists would have butchered the common Kashmiris. All these people are responsible for the killing of common Kashmiris in Jammu and Kashmir. It is the Pakistan who is responsible. And Indian army, Indian forces are the savior of people of Kashmir because Kashmiris are Indian.
That's right. Mr. Rana, stay with me on the phone line. Ashish, if I can bring you back here in the discussion. I mean, what is Pakistan really talking about? I began by asking you, has Pakistan forgotten? What are they doing to people in Baluchistan? What is Pakistan doing to people in Gilgit-Baltistan? Looking at all the human rights violations that continue over there, Pakistan has the cheek to actually point fingers towards India. Ashish?
Hey, Akshay, we don't even need to compare what the claims have been made by the Pakistan Foreign Office as compared to what the Pakistani forces are doing with their own people in Baluchistan. We can, there's no need because Indian forces have not done anything close to what Pakistani forces are doing in Baluchistan. So, but there's no need to draw that comparison because drawing that comparison would really bring the value of freedom in Kashmir and the respect of our forces down, including Jammu Kashmir police I'm talking about. On the other hand, you see there is a desperation by Pakistani government. They know that their Prime Minister is facing the court today. The Pakistani army is getting much stronger as compared to what it was, say, a couple of months ago until the Panama Papers case began. So this is basically just another step to build up the pressure on Pakistani government and create the rift between Indian and Pakistani government, thereby giving more importance, power to Pakistani army. The byproduct of this process would certainly be an attempt to create, instigate the Kashmiri youth, but that is not going to happen. Even if there is at a minor level, somewhere in corner of valley, if the Jammu Kashmir police has taken any kind of action, it would be only and only because of anti-India slogan.
That's right.
There is no problem in celebrating any other country's victory, be it cricket, football, Pakistan, Australia, South Africa, or any other country. But celebration does not mean you chant anti-India slogan.
Absolutely. So Ashish, sorry for interrupting you there. Just stay with me. We have Major General G.D. Bakshi on the phone line also joining us. General Bakshi, yet another desperate, frustrated attempt there being made by Pakistan and the international platform trying to raise the Kashmir bogey, saying that Indian forces are trying to beat up Kashmiris for celebrating Pakistan's victory in the semi-finals at the ICC trophy. But just look how shamelessly and desperately Pakistan continues to rake up the K-bogey, where there is enough fatigue internationally on this particular issue. General Bakshi.
You know, Pakistan is trying to clutch at all straws if things will help it to lay its hands on Kashmir. I think it should do a serious reality check, because this obsessional pursuit of Kashmir could lead to the breakup of Pakistan itself. It's already, Pakistan is half what it was at the time of independence. If it doesn't want to fragment further, I think it will have to take a rain check.
Right.
And it is also our responsibility as India, as the nation state of India, to now start chipping away at Pakistan, giving it back in kind, and raising costs and consequences.
Right.
This talk, jaw approach has become a nuisance.
Absolutely. General Bakshi, sorry for interrupting you there, sir, but just stay with me on the phone line because I want to bring in another input. We have Engineer Rashid, independent MLA of the J&K Assembly, joining us over the phone line. Engineer Rashid, you would know that after Pakistan won the match yesterday against England, there were celebrations there in the valley. The problem is not that people are celebrating Pakistan's victory. The problem is when anti-India slogans are being raised on this particular victory, and that's where the problem starts emanating, and the kind of sentiment that continues to perpetuate amongst the youth over there. And now, desperate Pakistan is trying to internationalize this issue by talking about Kashmir in the international fora. Your thoughts on how the situation is right now, Engineer Rashid?
Sir, when you say that problem is not that people are celebrating Pakistan's victory, I think for India that should be also a matter of concern, because let me be very honest, at least in confessing that since 1947 till date, 70 years have passed, but how it is possible that people are celebrating victory of a country whom you are calling an enemy country, and still you claim to be J&K, your crown and integral part.
No, that is how tolerant and greatness of India is. You can celebrate the victory, no problem, but firecrackers, chanting anti-India slogans, unfurling the Pakistan flag, that's when these anti-India activities begin, and that's where the problem is, Mr. Rashid. And that is exactly what was happening yesterday when firecrackers were witnessed in Anantnag.
Sir, I am coming to a point. That is my point, that your politics and supports have been linked together right from the day one when militancy began in Kashmir. India and Pakistan are not playing cricket, and everything between the two countries is being seen through the prism of politics. So if people raise anti-India slogans, that should be a matter of concern for New Delhi, that why people are raising anti-India slogans. And let me remember you in early 80s, when there was no militancy, it was a match between West Indies and between India. General Bakshi may be remembering well it, when people supported West Indies in Kashmir and rather preferring India. So let you see that why things are going so wrong, and this is all what we have been crying on your channels, and then you start us labeling as anti-nations and other things, that in Kashmir there is a very grave situation where people are not...
No, Mr. Engineer Rashid, that's where you get it wrong. These are a handful of people who continue to perpetuate with that particular sentiment, because majority of the people are joining the Indian Army. Majority of people clearing UPSC examinations, clearing IITG, they want to become a part of the mainstream, and that particular thought and ideology needs to come to a rest, and that's what the problem really is. We'll leave it at that, running out of time on the show. Thank you very much, Engineer Rashid, General Bakshi, and my colleague Ashish. Thanks very much for joining us for the moment.